Okay, so today we read Exodus chapters 30 through 32. And in chapter 30, it's continuing the prior chapters, and God is giving them specific instructions on the tabernacle and the priests and all of the things that they need to do. And then he gives them a recipe for an anointing oil and strictly tells them not to reproduce the recipe and use it for anything else. And then in chapter 32, God tells Moses that he gives him this man to create curious works out of different materials. That was pretty cool. And then he tells Moses that they need to keep the Sabbath as a covenant. And I mean, I think that's a good covenant, right? Like, they need to rest from all the work that they do. And I think it's a good reminder to us that we do also, need to rest. It's just as important as doing work. And I think resting gives us time to reflect and recalibrate and, make sure that we're headed in the direction that we want to. It's easy to get caught up in the day to day and not take that time, but it's so important. So I love that reminder. And then in chapter 32, we get into, Israel's great sin. They, think Moses has gone too long on the mount and think something happened to him. So they quickly decide to demand that Aaron creates a new god for them. And for some reason, Aaron listens to them. I don't know if he's afraid or he just doesn't want to fight with them, but he tells them to bring them gold and he'll burn, he melts it down and makes it into a golden calf. And then God's so upset and he tells Moses that he's going to destroy everyone and that, he'll start over Israel with just Moses, like kind of, resetting everything and going back to, I guess, Noah, right? Where, um, and then Moses is like, please don't, remember your promises. Please forgive them. And then God's like, fine, I'll forgive them. But you need to go deal with them. And then Moses goes and confronts all of them, and he's very upset. And he asks them who's with the Lord. And apparently only the Levites did come forward and say that they were all with the Lord. And then he told them all to go just slay a bunch of their brothers and sisters, like whoever didn't say they were with the Lord. So that's really awful. And then after that, Moses goes and tries to ask the Lord to forgive them, and he said they're going to pay the price for their sins. You can't do it for them, basically. And so that was, Moses trying to intercede. He did save a lot of them, but then he went and told them to kill a bunch of them. So I guess maybe to make a point of this was really, really awful and it's not okay to turn against the Lord. So you're either with us or you're against us. And hopefully they can, heal and move forward from there. I don't agree with his decision, but that I guess a lot less people died versus God destroying all of them. So very interesting, kind of reflecting and thinking on that and trying to understand where he's coming from and all of that. But I guess I won't know everything this side of heaven, but would love to hear your thoughts, what you're thinking about from the reading today, and looking forward to continuing our study. Thanks for joining. I hope you have an amazing day.